Hey, how's it going, everybody? My name's Jib, and I hope you had a wonderful Halloween, because I know I certainly did, because after partying and enjoying my time with friends and consuming so much sugar that at this point I could be a type 2 diabetic, plus having to stay up all the way to maybe 3 a.m., yeah, it's 3 a.m., to record and film a video, I'm actually having a wonderful Halloween, as sarcastic as that sounds. Because for today, I bring you my custom IDW Cyclonus. Now, if you remember how he looked last week, I think there's a couple differences here and there, especially with, I don't know, like the paint, the new feet, the resculpted chest, which, looking at it now, maybe could have been done a little bit better. But in my defense, this was my first time using a 3D pen to really just fill out any gaps of, gaps in between plastic and stuff. So yeah, I think it came out pretty good for my first time. But to me personally, what came out worse than my usage of the 3D pen was my ability to mask certain parts of the plastic, which I'm kind of disappointed with how it came out a little bit. Because looking at this now, there's some areas, especially by the horns, that really just didn't get enough paint to it. But aside of those areas, I think the rest of the figure came out pretty good. And you're going to be looking at the color choice and think to yourself, why would you make Cyclonus red instead of, his traditional purple? Which, that I'll say, because it looks cool. And in my eyes, Cyclonus had this reddish hue in some panels, which I could totally be wrong. I could be colorblind and be making this shit up completely, but hey, that's how I saw it, and it looks cool, it came out cool, and I'm cool with it. Cool? Cool. As for the other choices in color, it's just silver, white, and small little accents of pink in between his chest and his knees, which are just there for the sake of aesthetic. And to those curious, all the changes to this figure were cosmetic, except for the feet, which I gave it like a whole new point of articulation, which is a big-ass ball joint. But for the rest of the figure, nothing was really changed except cosmetically. Cause he can still transform into that sexy jet mode, except this time, the colors are just even more sexy. And for the alt mode, I kinda wanna add more color to it, but at the same time, I don't know really what to add exactly. Like, I don't wanna turn it into a jumble of colors, into an orgasm of colors, if you will, like a certain someone. But at the same time, I feel like it's still lacking a little something. So for the meanwhile, I think this'll do. But before we leave, how about some quick size comparisons? Because here he is with my custom Desperado, by me of course. And being honest, I honestly had a harder time with Cyclonus than I did with Desperado, which is kinda crazy to say it out loud, especially when looking at them side by side. And here he is also with one of my first customs, a Generations Pyro. And looking back at this guy, it's really nostalgic. And here he also is with Make Toys IDW Tailgate. And now I can say without a shadow of a doubt, these guys look perfect together. And for the hell of it, here are my other IDW figures. And I think it's a great time to also mention that if you like what I do here, consider liking, subscribing, and commenting, plus hitting that bell. And I think that wraps it up. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Okay, so for Halloween, I was planning to do something a bit bigger, like, I don't know, like a review on a certain disgusting little manga. You know the one. Kiss Players. While I was researching it and reading into a little bit more about it, I discovered there's maybe a little bit too much to execute in like a single week. I guess you could say there's more to it than meets the eye. I'm gonna go kill myself. But in the end, I just kind of decided to review this thing I had done. Which I know is a little lazy, but hey, I didn't have anything else planned. So with that, I'll be seeing you next week, to which I'll actually have a review planned. Anyways, see you next time.